Alright, Abusia Micha na misan so emo akwa abaso nko so efa wo emre channel so ha eda so a ebe media je abusia be so wase ene de di kan wani twa channel so ni di kwan so abusia be so wase be subscribe like na wa bo aso ahema fa pension bi atie no anya bi atie na abusia eye Alexander AfenyoMarkins, the minority leader. Yes, the minority leader. Abusia maniboni echemu echese. Your minority leader is in big trouble. Yes, Alexander AfenyoMarkins is in big trouble. We dey make us pese ye kone kokuti ni esi. Yes, yentini ni mrase se ha. Eda so e be media je chabu se wase ena de konu twa channel so ni di kwan so. Ye be se wase be subscribe like na abusia mabo aso share. Mabo for pension bi atie no anya bi atie. Eda so e be media je yedamase.
Breaking news ahead, Banessa AfenyoMarkins are finding himself in another big trouble. Honorable Muntaka Adraki AfenyoMarkins the Privileges Committee of Parliament. And then by a very long story. I think it will be one of my longest videos. Am I here? Why has AfenyoMarkins been dragged to the Privileges Committee? Obekaya. This is the second time I hear drag AfenyoMarkins before the Privileges Committee. Then I'm the bro on the critical analysis. And Muntaka kasatim zani wofu. No horosokro kasema. Hey, AfenyoMarkins the assemble. And I'm the bro on the critical analysis. Make sure so subscribe to my subscriber no click the notification me the video be to my behuno you will certainly have a comment. Feel free leave that comment in the comment section. No I app any Play Store. Pan rate or download for send this if you helps you compare the rate of measurement platforms you'll be at them I'll be we at him me the top data and me the top airtime. Now, last Friday, President Mama command State of the Nation address. So we know there's a minority leader and majority leader omokasa. Afenyo kasa no and NDC and Pisco Rezi can offer a picture and the buffet no can same with you.
Mr. Speaker, we are happy they are showing a picture trying to embarrass the former finance minister. We've seen, but very soon and very soon, let me assure you that somebody, a senior appointee who is in charge of this tribe net, would go to jail. So the one behind TribeNet, the one who introduced TribeNet to the ministry, who is chopping money, Mr. Speaker, we are happy you are showing. Very soon we'll bring a picture. Then you will see the one in charge of TribeNet duping innocent Ghanaians, duping their unemployed youths. There are many youth who are looking for jobs, and this TribeNet with the connivance of an appointee of government, she will be exposed. So you continue with Kenoforiata. Soon and very soon it will be your turn.
Yes, it will make allegations say as a recruitment na no aye and crying so kontra platform na nima omutwo many na cancel no be so chess as a software na se kululu bi ho eno no to che video ni ekwa share standard video na mo se na Muntaka ene atoni je no na den na brand keke ni ade say anya Friday ni nkwa na Afenyo kan asem no Thursday and summer Friday ni besuma so na no kan na no na Muntaka wura parliament no speaker mu bibi kan TribeNet Afenyo person make allegations say me use no MPP use do me MPP dey dwumada enti no accuse me dragging before Privileges Committee ba BBC ebra Muntaka ma the opening statement in the TV.
Order 31 of the outstanding orders. Mr. Speaker, I must say that I have noticed with grave concern allegation made by the minority leader about the ongoing recruitment into the internal security agencies of this country. Mr. Speaker, this claim suggests that the ongoing recruitment exercise into the Ghana Police, the Ghana Prison Service, the Ghana National Fire Service, and the Ghana Immigration Service have been tainted by scam and irregularities. Mr. Speaker, let me set the record straight that these allegations are entirely false, malicious, fabricated, and devoid of any factual basis whatsoever. They represent a calculated maneuver aimed at undermining a transparent, merit-driven process that the ministry has worked tirelessly to make fair, accountable, and transparent. Mr. Speaker, the past recruitment exercise, which typically involved the activation of the online portal to receive application, documentation, body selection, aptitude tests, and medical examination, have been fraught with noticeable challenges particularly in the conduct of manual aptitude tests, which involves the application of classrooms, constitution of exams board, printing and transportation of exam question papers, and the risk of questions leakages, potential of a stampede, resulted enhancing the conduct of the entire recruitment processes, which included engaging the software developers to incorporate an online examination system in consultation with the various security services. The team put together a set standardized questions for applicants based on their application categories. In effect, every service submitted agency-specific questions to the questions bank from where questions were randomly populated for applicants. It is therefore untrue that the questions were AI generated and did not have any bearing on the agencies in question. In this regard, applicants who encountered challenges with the online test were given an opportunity to retake the test at a later scheduled date. Mr. Speaker, the system, like any novelty in technology, is bound to face challenges. However, for the minority leader to conclude that the introduction of an online system has increased the financial burden on applicants is untrue. The system requires purchase of a one-time e-voucher to access the portal at all times. Mr. Speaker, the country, contrary to what the minority leader said, the online recruitment does not place a financial burden on the applicants. In fact, it is quite the opposite. Previously, applying to multiple services meant writing separate exams and paying for multiple medicals, plus traveling to Accra for those medicals. With this online system, you do the aptitude test once, medicals once, and this will be done in regional capitals across the country. Applicants actually save money and time compared to previous recruitment exercises. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that in the past, recruitment processes were done individually by the security services. It is also interesting to note that in 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2021, the very company that the minority leader was accusing, Tribanet Limited, undertook similar services for the Ghana Prison Service, Ghana Immigration Service, and the Ghana National Fire Service under the same business model implemented for the current 2025-2026 recruitment system. These processes, which were previously done in silos at the agency level, have now been harmonized and digitalized under the current system to achieve, among other objectives, the prevention of vacancy hijacking, reduction in recruitment operational costs, and empowering the agencies to own the recruitment portal after a scheduled number of cycles. Mr. Speaker, the approach for the ongoing security service recruitment was done based on the 2024 NDC manifesto and recommendation from the report of the review committee on the 2024 recruitment enlistment into the security services during the last administration.
Yes. Now, Muntaka wie no ana MPP for starting so muye debate said there be. Esa o the report to ba. O the report no ba na ya hwem. Based on the report na de beba no. Say ya kasem afanyonko privilege to ba with me mema a statement say who na statement afanyon enko privileges. Ana mama yarega sore ye. Ana o defend AfenyoMarkins ampa. Leaders ni hia ansa no maba parliament o mu hia ye no se na Afenyo ni dem wo na Habibu na wo ho Habibu tries to offer Afenyo so wo mra because no mu nim sasa meba no ayasem kese afra Afenyo afenya amfa no meeting ente wona mama yarega be catch speaker said that be Afenyo enyi ni ho ano no toka so yi ni ho ano a enye fair. Therefore give Afenyo the opportunity say ontie Muntaka biu na ne Muntaka beka no na Afenyo a responde. Afenyo answer no was very a bit or some way to the speaker. Ne kosi kakra in this slide no enso enie.
Mr. Speaker, you said you hear from me on what exactly? I want to know what you want me to speak on.
There is an allegation of...
So I am here, let him repeat the allegation, I can respond. Because I've not heard anything. Mr. Speaker, if there is a pre-plan, you sit as the head of this. if you have something against me, I am sitting right here. Please, Mr. Speaker, I beg you.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the standing orders in Order 33-1, as quoted by Honorable Patrick Boama, says that a member may bring to the notice of the House any complaint of contempt of Parliament or breach of parliamentary privilege at the time appointed for complaints of contempt of Parliament or breach of parliamentary privilege if the member has previously notified the Speaker. In urgent circumstances, a member may, by leave of the Speaker, at a time other than the time appointed for complaint of contempt of Parliament or breach of parliamentary privilege, raise a matter of contempt or breach. Mr. Speaker, I personally, together with the Honourable Member, did approach the Speaker to inform the Speaker that the minister intends to raise an issue of breach of privilege. Mr. Speaker, when we were in conclave, I gave advance notice to the deputy whip because the minority leader was not in the meeting. And I said I wanted the minority leader in the meeting. Then he said that he represented the minority leader and therefore he is capable of taking whatever message I had. So I gave him a message that the minister, honorable member, intends to make a complaint of breach of privilege against the minority leader relating to the events of Friday last week. And so I wanted him to serve notice to the minority leader so that he prepares to respond to the issues. Mr. Speaker, I don't think that any of the provisions of Order 33 have been violated. But and so the idea was that the minority leader should be in the chamber when the complaint is being made. So I do agree with him that given that he has come into the chamber later than the presentation of the complaint, if you indulge him and allow the minister the member for Asawasi to repeat in his presence the details of the complaints being made by the honorable member. The complaint has been lodged, yes, but the speaker has asked the minority leader to say something in response. But in all fairness, he has not heard anything, even though it's not in the rules. It's clearly not in the rules. I agree that it's clearly not in the rules. But repeating the complaint does no harm. That's my view of the matter, that the minister should repeat the complaint in the presence of the minority leader. If we want to take a comment from him, then he must hear the complaint, or Mr. Speaker decides to summarize the complaint to him, because Speaker asked him to speak. So the Speaker is asking him to speak, and he said, I haven't heard anything. So to what am I speaking? I think that is a fair position. So Mr. Speaker, I agree with him that we should repeat the details of the complaint. And then if he has an answer, let him answer it today.
Yes, Honorable Habib.
Mr. Speaker, I think the majority leader's suggestion is completely out of our rules. There is no rule that indicates that
the minister responsible for interior must repeat what he said. Mr. Speaker, what is before us now is that the minister responsible for interior made a statement of which we have, or I have raised objection to. And that is what is before you now, Mr. Speaker. And my objection is to the effect.
Well,
Mr. Speaker, let me
if you want me to rule on your objection, I will rule on your objection.
Mr. Speaker, let me make my point. You see, the minister is invoking our standing orders. Mr. Speaker, we know that in the Constitution in Article 115, matters like this cannot be said outside Parliament. It can only be said in Parliament, especially when we have freedom of speech. So if he's raising issues with regards to the comments made by the minority leader, there must be an official report to that effect. And there is nothing before us. There is nothing before us. So for that matter, the minister, we don't need to entertain this conversation. Let's move on. Unless the majority leader is saying that they don't have any other business for us to do, because this one is misleading the House in which sense?
Well, honourable members, with all due respect, nobody is making the allegation of contempt outside Parliament. The allegation is being made in Parliament. So to say that the allegation is being made outside Parliament, well, I am not privy to that. I'm only privy to what is being done in Parliament. Now, to say that to be able to make allegation of contempt or breach of parliamentary privileges, the official reports of the House must be ready before is neither here nor there. Sometimes allegation of contempt flows from the media. A case study is that of the Black Rasta. So are we going to say that they should prove it at the media station before the allegations are made? Honourable members, let me make it clear that nobody is saying a member is guilty of contempt. That is not the stage in which we are. We are in a stage of allegation. So when I asked the minority leader if there is any response, he indicated that he didn't hear the allegation. So if I may ask the minister to repeat it before him. So on this note, I will proceed to give the floor to the minister to raise the issue in a summary form, and then we'll give the opportunity to the minority leader, and then we'll determine a kind of decision that the House should take.
Yes. Enti Muntaka kasa wie na Afenyo kasa first day na menka. Mini dem ha. Enti se mampa na so de no kasa biem. Enti anu ne kosi ye no. Now Afenyo yes ade ni wie ya mama ya get defending ni wie no. Ana speaker se sa ade ya. Ono abu Muntaka sorry summarize the allegation na we ni na bio na Afenyo yi ni ho ano. Na tie Muntaka ye ni ton ni bibia ene response so AfenyoMarkins edema Muntaka. Aw kache Muntaka se hweyie. Do you really want to bring this issue public? Hweyie ti AfenyoMarkins.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I came under Order 67 at the time our own standing orders have made space for complaint of contempt. And I made reference to Order 31. And Order 31, Mr. Speaker, I read and I said that it quotes, any of the following acts or conduct constitute contempt of Parliament or breach of parliamentary privileges. And I made reference to 31E, where it says, and I quote, Mr. Speaker, any act or conduct calculated or intended to deceive Parliament or a committee of Parliament constitute contempt. F, submission of false, perverted, misleading, distorted, fabricated, or scandalous statement in Parliament or before a committee of Parliament is contemptuous. Mr. Speaker, and I made reference to on Friday during the State of the Nation address, the minority leader got up here. Even before then, Mr. Speaker, if you recollect, you were in the chair on Thursday. When he started this allegation, I took the opportunity on the floor to correct him and show him and even encourage him that if he wanted information, he could write and I'll furnish him with all the details. He decided to take advantage of the State of the Nation when the whole world was listening to us to say categorically that the current internal security recruitment is scandalous. There's corruption looming. People will go to prison. He said it on this floor. And I'm saying that, Mr. Speaker, based on our standing order 31, E and F, that is contemptuous. And I'm saying that let's give him an opportunity to go to privileges where you have all the ample time and opportunity to provide all his allegations so that we'll meet him there with our facts. So, Mr. Speaker, that is what I'm referring, that we are having too many of such things coming from somebody like the minority leader. And the time for him to prove his allegation is here. And the best place to do that, Mr. Speaker, is at the privileges, because what he did on Friday at the Sona was obviously contemptuous by every standard if you measure it to Article what you call Standing Order 31. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, that an opportunity to be giving him at privileges to prove his allegation. Thank you very much.
Yes, Minority Leader, if you have any response, you may do so.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, can we hear the minority leader in silence? With all due respect.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether the respected Minister of Interior really wants to pursue this matter. I wish I had been at conclave. You know, when you are a leader, all manner of matters come to your attention. And you are required to be so measured in such critical times. Honorable Minister of Interior, I'm not too sure you want us to deal with this matter. I'm not too sure. Because you and I know what we know. I repeat, Honorable Minister of Interior, I am not too sure you want us to pursue this matter. I repeat, because you and I know what we know. Mr. Speaker,
members, with all due respect, apart from the minority leader, all others can resume your seats. Minority Leader, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. We have been in this chamber long enough, and we have had different approaches in resolving matters. I recall reading The Gods Are Not to Blame. Aderopo was sent to Leife to make some enquiries. When he came, he was asked several times. And the indication was that before the rotten tooth is pulled out, the mouth must chew with caution. Mr. Speaker, I would want to prefer that you suspend sitting so that we discuss this matter at conclusion. That is all I would want to say. Oh, you think so? Be careful. I am applying a lot of wisdom, if you don't know, because we are dealing with governance. So please, Mr. Speaker, I've heard the majority leader and what, according to him, he discussed with my colleague Habib. Indeed, Honorable Habib tried reaching out. Because I was in a meeting, I just texted him. But if in his wisdom, from what he said, there was a need for me to even be at conclave, then I would be further fortified by my request to you that let us go to conclave. Mr. Speaker, if however, there is no need for us to discuss this matter, Mr. Speaker, as you said, let the referral be made. Let there be a public hearing. Let AfenyoMarkins, who these days is seen as perhaps, according to the allegation, I'm saying something which is untruthful and all that, and because of that, it is a breach of parliamentary privilege. Mr. Speaker, you have the wisdom to exercise a discretion. If, one, we cannot retreat to conclave so that the matter is discussed, and I have my good reason for saying earlier that the minister knows what I know, so that we discuss. If that is not okay by you, and
you would want to exercise a discretion in the circumstance that there should be a referral to a committee. Mr. Speaker, bear in mind also that you are the chair of the Privileges Committee. Mr. Speaker, under normal circumstances, this matter must be referred to you. Mr. Speaker, you cannot refer a matter to yourself.
Yes. And we know na speaker really or bon crony no say there be. We decide we refer matter no to the Privileges Committee.
As indicated, I have listened to the minister, the majority leader, and the minority leader, few members of parliament. In fact, from the minority leader, he said repeatedly that if the Minister for Interior, who is making the allegation, wants the matter to be pursued, he has no problem the matter being referred through privileges. I have heard the majority leader also indicating that it is on that basis that he wants the matter referred to privileges. Honourable members, it goes with the saying that this is an allegation and all suspects are supposed to be deemed to be innocent. The committee will have to again listen to the allegation, give the opportunity to the minority leader, and if there are witnesses to be invited to appear before the committee, they will be at liberty to do so. The committee will bring its report for a debate by the House. Accordingly, I will refer the allegation made by the minister responsible for interior